So in this video, I'm going to be answering your questions that you have about Cala d'Or. And I'm over here in Cala d'Espau, and it's absolutely impossible over here on the island at the moment to go anywhere where you can't hear building and drilling works, because of course I'm filming this in winter. Now, I've been asking the question over on the community wall, what questions do you have? I asked over on the Facebook group too. So let's take a look at what the first questions are about this fantastic holiday resort. Now, the first question I'm going to answer is from an Anthony Spears. Anthony asked, we went as a family in September and we literally couldn't find the beach. Just two long strips with shops and bars, etc., and ended up somewhere residential, walking for ages. Have to say, it was the most complicated place to find the beach. We hope we manage it next time though. Maybe better signposting will be a good idea. Well, do you know what, Anthony, I 100% agree with you, because when I started the channel, it was during the pandemic, and we came over here for a short break because I live over in Palma. We came over for a couple of nights and I had exactly the same experience, which is why when the spring starts and the weather's a little bit better and more things are open, I'm going to come over here and create a proper guide to Cala d'Or. I'm going to show you where all the beaches are, where the attractions are too. So consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, for all the very best holiday information you're going to get about Cala d'Or, particularly if you're visiting for the first time. Also, around the resorts, you can see that they've got some big kind of like street maps, but I don't think they're good enough for finding your way around this resort, particularly if you're only coming here for a short stay, which is why I'm going to say look out for that video. Also, go back and check my content from over here as well, which leads me on to my next question from Nicola, who says, does the resort attract many kids in the 14 to 16 age range, and what is there for them to do? Well, anybody travelling over here with a family, you're going to find lots of things to do, because the hotels here cater brilliantly for families. If you're staying in one of the huge hotels, got plenty of entertainment, and of course, because the hotels are very enclosed as well, you see the kids all get together, they all hang out in the hotels, they go swimming, and also the beaches are very close by as well. So if you are coming over with someone in the 14 to 16-year-old category, I don't think they're going to have many problems making friends in the hotels and having friends to hang around with too, because this resort attracts plenty of families. But there are also plenty of boat trips and water sports, even if it's paddleboarding from the beaches to snorkeling trips and scuba diving, which last year you could find on Cala Grand Beach. Also, we have a question from Laura Kearney, who says she's looking for entertainment suitable for a 5-year-old, please, and you're considering Cala d'Or for a holiday in September. Well as all the amazing boat trips that you can go on, like the dolphin trip, and also all the other boat trips that you can get on over at the marina and in your resort too. Don't forget, they've got various fun parks in all the resorts. We've got one over here in Cala Agos, just up from Cala d'Espau. There's a fun park. Go back and check my content from last year, you'll see that. Over as well near Cala Ferrer, there's a huge, massive fun park as well. So brilliant for the evenings. They've got all the bouncy trampolines and the go-karts and everything like that as well. So go and check those out. So you've got something here that caters for kids of every age range. Okay, so let's head on to the other side of the resort before we head on into the centre. Let's head on over to Cala Agos. Okay, so we've just come down here to Cala Agos because I do have a question from DJ Fernando Von. I think I pronounced that correctly, but Fernando has said, he says, Cala d'Or is beautiful. We went to Mallorca twice last year, stayed there on both times at the Luasol and Iberostar. Please show us the Calas close by or anything from there, that's amazing. Well, you're going to get a slightly different view of Cala Agos today, because I'm standing right in front of the Luasol Hotel, and this Cala Agos is absolutely stunning, but it's not looking in its best light over here in the winter. Of course, they're going to get the beach prepared, and I'll be back here in the spring as well to check it out, so just as the season gets underway as well, to show you what you can expect when you're coming over. But let's take a walk just up the side of Cala Agos here, and I'm going to show you some really stunning views. And this is the view that I wanted to bring you. DJ Fernando Von, look, check this out. Cala Agos looking absolutely stunning. Now, it's looking a little bit different today because obviously over the summer you get a lot of snorkelers and swimmers around here, but just see how clear that water is. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. I do overuse that word, but it's the best way to describe some of the calas that we have over here in Cala d'Or. So before we leave Cala Agos, I've got one more question here, and that's from Ross Barnes, who asked me, what are the best day trips which are easy to reach for families? Well, this kind of applies to every single cala over here in Cala d'Or. You can see I'm down here in Cala Agos, but by each cala there is going to be a pickup point for the starfish catamaran, which will take you out to go and see the dolphins in the wild. Now, I did that trip a few summers ago with my daughter, and it was fantastic fun actually. If you're over here with your family, with kids of whatever age, book yourself onto that boat and get out. And also with that too, you're going to enjoy amazing views of the coastline too. So that's my top tip. If you want to find out more about that excursion, check out the link in the description text below. Okay, so I've come down to the very beautiful Cala Petita. It's one of my favourite spots over here in Cala d'Or, particularly out of season, because you can see there's literally nobody here. I have actually just seen someone go swimming as well, so it can't be that cold, although today we do only have highs of 17 degrees Celsius, so you wouldn't catch me in that lovely blue water. It is a lot colder than it actually looks. But anyway, let's keep on going with the questions, because I do have a few other questions for you, and one from a fellow YouTuber called Rocky Earth Guy. Hello Jazzy. He has asked, I'd be interested in hearing how to travel there via bus or train and the best areas to stay in near the beaches, bars and restaurants. Well, you can't get here by train because the train just runs through the centre of the island, and well, I'll make another video about that for this summer, so watch out for that if you want to know where you can get to by train. But if you are coming over here to Cala d'Or, well, the buses that you are going to need, if you're coming from the airport, it's the A51. You have to change at Campos and then you jump on the 515 which comes up from Palma, and that will bring you all the way down to Cala d'Or. Should stay the same for this summer. I do have a guide on my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com which shows you how to get to all the resorts from Palma Airport if you are getting public transport. But don't forget as well, you've got the intermodal station as well. You've got the bus station in the centre of Palma, which will get you to just about everywhere on the island. So my recommendation for staying over here in Cala d'Or, well, it is a huge spread out resort, and you will have seen from my videos as well that Cala Agos and Cala des Pau is a little bit more kind of cut off from the centre of Cala d'Or. So if you do like the restaurants and the bars and going out, but you also want a little bit of beach life, I would recommend staying around Cala d'Or centre, maybe staying around Cala Petita. We've got plenty of hotels around here in between these two beaches, and even up towards Cala Ferrer as well. If you check out my old videos as well, my previous videos from last year, you can see the walk. It's about a 15-minute walk from Cala Ferrer into the centre of Cala d'Or. It's very nice to do in the evenings as well actually, because you'll often see a long train of holidaymakers coming in to enjoy the nightlife in Cala d'Or centre before heading back to their hotels. But there's a great selection of hotels and villas and apartments to stay in over here too. Just be very careful though if you are renting a private apartment or an Airbnb. I did make a video up in Porto Poyensa all about that, about renting private properties. I'll drop a link to that in the description text below, so just be very careful. But my recommendation is if you do want to look to book over here, check out my affiliate link. It's for a major tour operator in the description text below, and you can see the availability. And the upside as well, in a recent video I made, showed that actually Cala d'Or has got some fantastic availability, but it's also pretty good value as well. So you're probably not going to spend a fortune coming over here to get a really good package holiday with flights, transfers and accommodation too. Okay, so let's leave Cala Petita. We're going to go and head on to another very beautiful spot. Let's go and check out Cala Grande today. Okay, so we've just come up to a very, very quiet Cala d'Or centre. Now, it's nothing like this during the summer months, but I do have a couple of questions about visiting the centre of Cala d'Or. I'm just sitting down on the wall at Fernando's here. Okay, so I do have a question here from Julie on Facebook, and she's asked, is it a really noisy nightlife? is a nightlife really noisy? And she went there many years ago, loved it, but 40 years on, she likes it a little bit more sedate. Well, I'll tell you what, the nightlife over here in Calador literally has something for everybody. Go back and watch my Calador nightlife videos, which I made last summer and the summer before, particularly last summer actually, because in all of the bars you get something a little bit different. So in maybe one bar you're going to watch some live folk music, and I remember seeing a band last year that was so good, and I didn't get their name, which was really silly of me, but they were really, really good. Also over at the Pirates bar as well, they had some kind of family entertainment, had everyone on their feet dancing. Then you've got the DJs as well in another bar too, so that was quite lively. So there really is something for everybody. If you're coming over here with the family, you're going to find some kind of entertainment somewhere in the centre of Calador that you're going to enjoy. And don't forget, all the other hotels have got fantastic entertainment on as well, so you don't have to be staying in a hotel to go and check out whoever's playing that evening. Go up to the Tropical Gardens, for example. They've got a whole board full of entertainment on who's on what night of the week. Also over at, I think it's Eden as well, you can go and check out what they've got on too. So you can literally enjoy whatever you fancy over here. And if you want a nightclub to go to, don't forget there's Sparkles over in Cala too. Oh, also, we have a question here from Leslie, and she's asked as well that she's looking to see where the best seafood and steak restaurants are, and also about the boat trips too. Now, regarding steak restaurants, I'm going to be completely upfront here. I can't recommend any because I haven't eaten steak over here in Calador. So I'm going to pass this question over to you guys watching. I know I've got quite a few Calador regulars. Drop a comment below where your favourite steak restaurant is. I do know that they have a Groucho's in pretty much every single resort. Groucho's is an Argentinian grill restaurant, so I'm pretty sure there'll be one around here somewhere. There quite possibly will be, but let me know in comments if you come over to Calador, where's the best seafood and steak restaurants. Let us know below. Anyway, let's pick up the camera, let's head on over to Cala Gran for the rest of this video. Okay, so we've just come down to the very, very stunning Cala Gran today, and it's, as you can see behind me, it's looking absolutely gorgeous here in winter. I'm just going to emphasise the point. Do not expect the Calas to look like you're seeing today. You're seeing them out of season. There's a smattering of people, and we also have a super yacht as well, just lying off to my left-hand side. But just to wrap up some of the other questions that we did have on the Q&A, and I have a question here from James, who said, we'll be visiting in August and would like to know about any small boat trips, and you're not keen on full day trips. Well, over in the marina is full of private yacht charters, and you can rent out very, very small boats. You can take them out without a licence. I don't actually recommend doing that because, well, the weather over here can be quite choppy out at sea, particularly if it's a little bit windy, and it's not always the safest way to go out. So my recommendation is to maybe get yourself aboard a shared charter. You can go on the shared charter in the region of around 120, 130 euros per person for the day. Not quite sure what prices are going to be like for 2025, but that's just a very rough estimation. If you want to find out more about boat trips, check out my things to do in Calador video. I'm going to pin it right at the end of this video. I'll pin it in the description text below, but there are a few ideas on there too. But Calador Marina is just full of private charters as well, so you're not going to be lacking in boats to go out on over here if you're just looking for a very short, like half-day trip or something along those lines. Okay, so we also have another quite a big question which I got quite a few responses to already over on the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group, and it's about benches over here in Calador and the fact there aren't very many benches over here. All I'm going to say is leave that with me, because I'm actually going to try and find out why. I want to get a response from the local authorities. But if you're walking around Calador, particularly if you're elderly, I just want to point out as well that there are not very many places that you can sit down. Also by the fact I was sat on the wall right over in the town centre. There wasn't actually a bench nearby. So I'm going to try and get some kind of response about that particular question, which I'm going to pop up on the screen here for you to read. And I'll be back to make that video separately in the summer. Okay everyone, let's leave Cala Gran behind now, because we're going to whiz around the coast now. We're going to go and check out Cala Esmeralda, because I also have a very big question for basically what's going on over on that side of the resort. Okay, so I've just come down to Cala Esmeralda and once again, absolutely gorgeous beach. Now this is for our last question, and this is from Joe, who has asked, could you please give us an update on the pools and the Hotel Esmeralda? Well, I'm going to give you a quick glance, but I think it actually warrants its own video because I am actually quite shocked. So, all I can say is, if I've made the video already, you're going to find that video appearing just here on YouTube. If not, I'll link to it when it comes out. But apart from that, I hope you found this Q&A useful. I'm going to do it in all the resorts as well. I'll do another Q&A video as we run through the summer, because I appreciate we're going to get new people booking their holidays and wanting information coming over here. Okay, everyone, don't forget, you can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram. If you want to find more things to do in Cala d'Or, check out this video appearing here on YouTube. Also, check out a few other videos appearing too. It'll help you out with your trip. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.